It's showstopper price and showstopper time with our inversion table. 552657 is your item number. Free shipping and handling, saving over $20 with over 9,500 units of this table sold in 2006 alone. 5 credit card payments of $65.80, free shipping and handling for perhaps one of, I would have to say that our inversion table is the most popular form of exercise, passive exercise here on HSN, the most successful selling piece of fitness equipment that we have ever offered on HSN, and continues to be just that because of what it does for you. Inversion, I think every human being on the planet should be inverting. Why? Gravity pulls us down. We need to reverse the effects of gravity. So if we're curious as to what gravity does to us, why don't we bring in our next guest, the man responsible for bringing this to HSN, and of course probably the finest inversion table in the, I think it's the finest inversion table in the world, Mr. Teeter. Hello.
Kelly, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Like 10,000 this year, 140,000 totally on HSN.
Just on HSN.
Yeah, just on HSN in the last year. 9.5 years now, 9.5 years. We've got 1 million satisfied users out there, 1 million.
My girlfriend bought an inversion table from you. She paid over $600 for it back in 1988 is when
right,
she purchased it from you. $700. She swear, I mean, she's still inverting on the same table, loves it. I mean, the benefits of inversion are phenomenal.
They're for everyone. We're all under gravity.
That's right.
You know, what are the benefits? Temporary relief of back pain, relief of stress, improving circulation, flexibility, correcting posture, helping to keep your original body shape. This animation kind of gives you a feel for what inversion does. It does something for your body that absolutely nothing else does in normal living, and that's this decompression. That lengthening of the spine, the opening of the joints. While you're inverted, your skeleton will actually lengthen 1 to 2 inches. All those joints opening up, and as they open up, it's helping to draw nutrition into the soft tissue of the joints, and it helps them to naturally realign. If they're out of alignment, when they're opened up and you gently move around, they naturally want to realign. So it's a temporary relief of back pain, stress, and it's a passive activity.
That's right.
You kick back and enjoy improved circulation, stress relief, while gravity does the work out for you.
Well, you know what, Roger? I enjoy inverting. It feels good to me. I feel good. I emotionally feel good. I physically feel good. My body feels open. My body feels longer. I find that I have more energy. I find that I'm more mentally alert because I'm inverting.
Absolutely. And posture improves. Your lungs, your lungs feel better. You just feel more energetic. I think that's probably a key point that everyone feels.
I still want to continue wearing high heels. So if I want...
High heels puts you in poor posture. That's what. Yeah, if you wear high heels, it puts too much curvature in your back.
That's right.
Kind of the opposite of slouch sitting. Either one's a problem. Inversion straightens your spine out, either adding curvature or taking it out. Whatever is necessary to put you back in that, position we call perfect posture.
What we call proper posture. All right, we're going to show you right now. See for yourself.
Right now, this is a video, a DVD that we get, that you get with the table. Now, this is a big deal. It's the DVD, of course, explains the table and how to use it, but the big deal is 5 healthy back classes by Dr. Shaw, 75 minutes, 10 to 15-minute classes, 5 of them using the ball, wall exercises. Of course, on the inversion table, Dr. Shawn spent 10 years developing these classes. She actually sells them to other doctors to give to their patients. So you're getting that absolutely free as part of this package. May
I share my story?
Please.
Okay. My story, back in 1998, I had a medical procedure. I was off work for 3 months. It was really, really bad. And I found when I came back to work, I was walking like this. I was hunched over. I couldn't stand up straight because I had a little bit of surgery. So this is when I first met this man back in 1998, and Roger said to me, get on the table, come on, Kelly, you're going to feel a real difference, big difference in how you feel. So I checked with my physician. He said, not a problem, go ahead, go do it. I got on the table. After 1 day of inverting, I found that I could stand up straight. And I remember I came back to work the very next day, and I said, Roger, you're not going to believe this. Look at me. I'm standing up straight. Now, why did that happen, Roger?
Well, you know, we've all experienced what you've talked about. If you've taken a long drive, You know, you sit in a car for 3 or 4 hours and you get out to get gas, and don't you get out kind of like this? And
right.
oh, well, you just had a worse case of it because it was involved with the medical procedure, and everything just compounded the issue.
Do you know what my physician
But it
said?
was all straightening the body out.
My physician was so impressed. He said, I can't believe, he says, continue inverting. By all means, continue. And he wanted to know if, he said, I think I'm going to recommend to my other patients. And why not? Why not? Saw such a difference in me.
You know, we've been on air 2.5 years longer than any other fitness product in HSN history, and that would be impossible if it didn't work. That is actually the strongest testimony I can give you.
What does it do? Because, I mean, it's like we're looking at this table. It's a passive type of exercise. It's a type of exercise, but we're lying down on the job here, Raj.
Well, you may be lying down on the job, but the job is getting done, because when you're inverted, what Natalie's feeling is she's getting extra circulation to the upper body. You can tell that by the rosy cheek that she's getting. You know, that's bringing, you know, nutrition. Circulation's good for every part of your body. Okay, helps to decompress the body. While she's inverted, her body will lengthen 1 to 2 inches. That's temporary, but it's such a great, wonderful stretch. And you can tell the lengthening because your tummy flattens out.
Tummy flattens out.
Yes, as you get longer, it necks down in the center.
Right.
That's temporary while you're inverted, but that's a great stretch. It puts your internal organs back where they belong. And in fact, a yoga headstand is the ultimate body position for yoga. And what's the reason they do it? To put the internal organs back and to improve circulation. Both of those are the things that you get from inversion, and this is much easier than a yoga headstand.
Well, I was about to say, you know, there's no pressure on your head. I mean, because even in a headstand, there's pressure.
And well, you're actually being compressed. See, when you're inverted, you're clamped by your ankles, so your body is being lengthened, whereas a yoga headstand, yes, you're inverted in circulation improvement and putting the internal organs back, but you're still being compressed because your weight is supported by your head. You're just upside down. So this has the big and most important benefit of decompressing the body, that animation that you saw at the beginning with the body lengthening out, the tummy flattens while you're inverted, and helps to improve circulation.
Okay, you know, all wonderful things, making you feel better, making you look better. And you know what? In today's day and age, it's all about quality of life. We lead such hectic, stressful lives, inactive lives. This is a wonderful way for you to get that back again.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You know, absolutely.
I think we've got some video we want to watch.
Super seniors.
Super seniors.
Yeah, folks, this is for young, old, top athletes, couch potatoes, and I wanted, because I'm 68, going on 70, and I wanted to show you some other what we call super seniors, and definitely they're, you know, well, let me tell you some more about their story after you see the video.
Watch this.
And I've been hanging upside down for the last 40 years, and what a benefit for me. And I feel better now than when I was 50.
It allows me to maintain that flexibility, particularly in my lower back.
I began inversion therapy, and I have to say that it has entirely changed my life.
It makes a big difference in how I feel and my general health.
It's very, very well made. I love it.
Was that Spirit?
It was.
That was?
It was Spirit.
That was Spirit.
From Canada. But the guy in the tracksuit, he is 92. That video was taken, he was 88.
Wow.
But he competed in no-cheat Olympic 60-meter hurdles through the age of 92. He's also Canadian, just retired up in Canada, kicking back, enjoying.
Us Canadians.
Yeah, but can you believe it? Doing one of the highest impact things you can do. He started at age 69. First time ever over hurdles at age 69. How about that for starting a new career?
That's pretty darn amazing, isn't it?
And then in hurdles, and through the age of 92. But you know the gal in the martial arts outfit? She beats her Bert.
She beats Bert?
Yeah.
Get out of town.
At least on one point.
Okay.
She's third-level black belt in Taekwondo. She's at the young age of 81, so it's not on age, but her first lesson in Taekwondo was a year later than Bert started hurdling at the age of 70. First time ever, Taekwondo, age of 70, third-level black belt at 81.
So our bodies do not necessarily have to deteriorate the way we think they deteriorate.
Well, at least not as fast.
Not as fast as perhaps we think they should.
Yeah, actually, and when you think about getting old and deterioration, if you will, isn't the number one thing, or at least one of those in the top five, ability to move.
Yeah, mobility,
it's,
absolutely.
It's mobility.
Flexibility,
It's
yes,
joints
moving,
that are a problem.
absolutely.
In fact, think of any top athlete forced into retirement when they don't want to retire. Isn't it almost always joints?
Joints,
yeah.
right.
And inversion is a way to give you temporary improvement in joint flexibility. And yes, the improvement's temporary, but the thing is, once those joints get flexible, you know, going upside down before a run, for example, the first 10 or 15 minutes of the run, your joints have got some shock absorption, and you feel like running. I can't tell you how important that is. A lot of us, when we start out an exercise program, you know, the toughest part is the first few minutes because it hurts. The joint. In fact, a lot of the weight gain comes when those joints start hurting and you stop working out.
So you need to move. Our
You know,
bodies
and
are
that's,
meant
and that's
to
when
move.
the weight gain comes. So by getting the joints feeling good and the flexibility, and then you enjoy the working out, so it's kind of reversing the process that naturally happens if you don't invert.
What's this about a PE test that we're going to be talking about right now?
Well, all right. You know, first of all, you're hanging upside down, clamped by your ankles. You know, your heart's going to tell you this is a product to be shopped on structural integrity and not price. And there's two important things I want to point out. This table, by the way, all testing on inversion tables is voluntary. There's no testing requirement at all on inversion tables. It's been around so long, there's no testing required. However, it's important that it be a quality. This sticker shows that it meets the standards of medical equipment. It says right on here, medical equipment suitable for clinical use. Now, we're not saying it's medical equipment. That's not the point. But remember, I said it was voluntary. That's the toughest spec we could find. But you know, that wasn't good enough in the sense that as tough as that spec is, it's still only static load. It doesn't involve how tables are used, which is cycling, inversion, upright. This kind of cycling puts different loads. I'm from aircraft. I'm an aircraft. Came from aircraft originally. And fatigue resistance is the key thing for designing an aircraft, because it's being loaded, unloaded, loading, unloaded. Think of it this way. It's the best. We've all played with a wire coat hanger, maybe doing a little repair, hanging something up. A wire coat hanger is very strong if you're just pulling straight on it. But you start to work that coat hanger, and it quickly breaks in fatigue. And that's what's happening when you cycle a table. It's being cycled in fatigue. So to make sure that this table that you're taking home today is adequately tested in fatigue, we contracted with an independent engineering group to cycle our table and the 6 most widely distributed copies from full inversion, full upright, to see how they held up in fatigue resistance. That's the way they're used, along with 10 or 12 other tests. And this is a summary of those results. Let's look at those, and then we'll talk about it a bit more. The results from Dynamark are in. During the cycle test, at the maximum rated load, the Teeter hang-ups table outperformed the next leading competitor by nearly 39,000 cycles without failure. That's equivalent to more than 50 years daily use by a family of 2. Every test of a competitive table ended in structural failure. That's broken or bent metal, except for Teeter hang-ups, which showed no structural damage. The static load test revealed weaknesses in key structural components, but Teeter hang-ups surpassed the standard of 4 times the maximum user weight by 20%. In fact, one of the competitive tables actually failed under only my 190-pound body weight, the same loads the table would experience if I was upside down doing sit-ups. Across all levels of evaluation, Teeter hang-ups met or exceeded the competitors in durability, quality, ease of assembly, and function.
Quite impressive. Very impressive.
You know, it's so important you understand that. That table, that competitive table that broke, that when I was bouncing on it, that was not scripted. What I was trying to do was say, if you want to test a table without risking your life, go upside down, and then you can bounce on the table like this, and someone else can watch and see how the table moves to see how structurally sound it is. And I want you to understand that when you're upside down and if you're bouncing on the table at all, this table will see 2 or 3 times your body weight. Same thing when you're running. You know, every step you take is 2 or 3 times your body weight. Well, you're upside down. It's the machine that absorbs that. So since we rate this at 300 pounds, let's say a 250-pound person upside down, doing some stretching, moving around. This table could see 750 pounds of load, even 900 if they're a 300-pound person. This table actually holds 1,400 pounds in static load.
Wow.
And you saw the cycling test. It's outperformed the next nearest competitor by over 500%, with all the other tables breaking in either bent metal, broken metal, torn metal.
Look, if you're hanging upside down, you want you want the biness. You want something that's secure. You want something you can feel confident with. You want to know that it's going to support you and your weight. I've had mine since 1998. My girlfriend has had hers since 1986, and they're still going strong. I mean, they are solid. They are so well made.
Yeah, absolutely. 5-year warranty on every component. By the way, folks, the secret why our table is so much better structurally, we use special steels 3 times stronger than normal steel, a lot more expensive. That's the primary reason our table costs more, is because of special steels in key components.
Okay, now just a quick little mention, if we can show you right here. If you would like to get these additional handles, you can order them. You can order them. They are. I would recommend them. We're going to give you the information on these right now. The purpose of these is to make it a little bit easier when you're in a lock position, getting yourself out.
Actually, I'm glad you brought those up. I'm going to show you, demonstrate right away.
The $27.95. It is item number 564733. I would highly recommend that you get these. Now they are a new addition. How many times has this inversion table been improved since 1998?
Oh my, like over 80 times.
80 times,
folks.
okay.
And those are running changes. This is a very mature product. You'll spend more time getting it out of the box than you will assembling. And you only have 3 screws for each handle and 1 bolt. Only 1 bolt for the entire assembly. A locking knob to put the foot platform on. That's it. You literally will spend more time getting it out of the box. Okay, now you have these training handles. We call them, they're like training wheels on a bicycle. They're standard. That was our biggest selling upgrade on the previous model. You know, we had the F8000 for 8 years on HSN, and then on our 8th anniversary, we started with the traction handles as standard equipment. That was a $40 upgrade, and it's now standard. The traction handles are another upgrade. And you'll see the traction handles actually rotate with me. That is a unique product. We're the only one that has it. And there's 3 things that a traction handle does. If you're in a locked position, and by the way, you may think, why in the world would I go to full inversion when I don't need to? And you don't. You get all the benefits of inversion without going beyond this angle. This is the magic angle where your body will decompress, the pressure in your weight-bearing joints will be at or near 0. We're going to show you a medical study to back that up. But believe it or not, by actual survey, 50% of HSN regular inverties go to full inversion because it feels good. That's that extra stretch, that improved circulation. It drives your pets nuts. But once you get your inner ear used to the upside down world, it's just as easy to be upside down as to be at 60 degrees. But a lot of people worry about, well, what if I get stuck there? Well, it's actually very easy to get out, but it's extra easy with these traction handles. They're a push button release. As I push on the handles, they release me from the locked position. Now, I can also use them to oscillate. Now, think about this. I'm on the table. You see how my arms, you can adjust the length of these handles where they are. But you see how my arms are bent? If I straighten my arms, I actually lengthen my back, and I make my body top heavy. So I decompress myself, lengthen, that is, let up, and my ligaments and muscles pull me back together. So I can actually oscillate. This is a wonderful, wonderful feeling, that oscillation back and forth, this vertical rocking. You can do it by moving your arms, by weight shifting, or you can use the traction handles. Traction handles have the advantage of giving extra decompression.
Now,
in fact, I could set the tether strap at 60 degrees, for example, and then using the traction handles, I could actually lengthen my body and give the same decompression as full inversion.
Now, Raj, what is the purpose of decompression? We keep talking about this. We hear this terminology. Can you explain that to everybody
Absolutely.
at home? Okay.
We get spiny out here.
Spiny. Uh-oh.
Okay. These dark lines are your discs. They're the fluid-filled shock absorbers of your spine. All of the flexibility and movement in your spine is in the discs. Think of them as sponges. So while you're sleeping at night, your 24 sponges are absorbing water. And in the morning, each of these sponges is actually taller than when you went to bed. And you're taller. That's why your waist is smaller in the morning. Your pants go on easy because you're taller. But by the end of the day, gravity has squeezed the moisture out of each of these discs. They lose about 10% of their height.
In one day?
In one day.
Wow, okay.
At the end of the day, you're half an inch shorter. Your pants are tighter, because that's where it shows
Ain't
up.
that the truth?
You adjust the rearview mirror down to drive home at night because you're shorter, and you don't even think about it. Well, inversion is a way to keep these discs fat and happy. That's one way to think of it, ladies. That's one part of your body you want fat and happy, because they absorb the shock. That's where the flexibility is. And, you know, having that extra height, when you decompress, the temporary increase in height not only corrects posture, but you look better in your clothes, and you feel better. You feel taller.
I do, absolutely. I'm all of 5'3", and boy, when I get off that table, I feel 10 feet tall. However, we've got a study that we'd like to show you. And
Now, this is the Nackhamson study. This is a medical study. Now, pay attention, because you'll learn something that I think is amazing. A number of volunteers actually permitted a pressure sensor to be surgically implanted in the third lumbar disc. That's where the bright light is. 100% reading. Bend over, that reading doubles. That's why you got to be careful bending over. But did you know sitting is harder on your back than standing? 150. Look at that. 250%. 2.5 times the loads of standing. But here's the one you got to remember. You take 25% of standing body pressure to bed with you. You never get rid of it, because it's not really caused by gravity. It's caused by the construction of the spine. You have hundreds and hundreds of ligaments and 140 muscles in 4 layers. They stabilize the spine, but they also hold it in compression like a lot of rubber bands. Kind of background compression you can't get rid of. That's why when you go to bed with that tweak in your back and you squirm around, you can't really get rid of it, because the ligaments and muscles are continuing to pressurize that sore joint. Inversion allows your own body weight to naturally pull gentle traction to bring those joints to at or near zero pressure. You know, and by the way, that's a big force. It takes 60% of your body weight in traction while you relax over several minutes in order to bring those joints to zero pressure. So inversion is really the only practical way to do that.
Can we talk about this right now?
Actually, this is life on this planet,
right
folks.
Here, right here. This is seeing is believing.
Right. Well, you know, if you know an older person in your family or just an older friend, the chances are that they're 1 to 2 inches shorter than they were when they were in their 20s. As we get older, we get shorter. This height loss is not caused by any disease, folks. This is just life on this planet. We're a column of clay, and gravity is constantly pushing on our column of clay. And as gravity pushes on it, we bulge out in the center, we lose height. And the height loss is in the soft tissue. That's the big deal. Yes, you lose your figure, but that really isn't the big deal. The big deal is the fact that the height loss is in the soft tissue of the joints. That's where your flexibility is, your shock absorption, the ability to be active, to keep up with the grandkids, to have, you know, a fulfilling, active life as you get older. You've got to be able to move. It's no fun, you know, getting to retirement age and finding out that you can't do the things you plan to do because your joints won't work. Inversion's a way to give temporary relief of back. It's not just back pain, it's all weight-bearing joints. Ankles, knees, hips. Decompress those weight-bearing joints. When those joints are opened up, you saw that video at the beginning, the joint opens up. When that joint opens up, what do you think happens? What's going to fill that extra space? Well, circulation is drawn in there. That helps nutrition. And if you cycle, if you oscillate, you go down, use the handles or just use your arms, and you cycle like this, you are getting traction, your body gets longer, that helps draw circulation into those joints. When you come back up, your own body weight compresses it, drives the waist out, so you've got kind of a pumping action going, drawing circulation in and then pushing waist out. And by the way, all those competitive tables out there, most of them do not oscillate. You simply aren't designed to balance like this one does. Many don't lock in full inversion, and you may not think you want to, but remember, 50% of HSN regular users, and they can't be wrong, right? go to full inversion. So you want the option to go to the next step. Full inversion and cycling are very, very important.
All right. And everyone across the nation uses this, from HSN customers, and we even have the Army using
Yes.
inverting, don't we?
Absolutely. You know, we've got so many endorsements, but this is the one I'm most proud of. This is from the U.S. Army Fitness School at Fort Benning. They evaluated inversion over a 6-year period. Folks, 6 years. This is an evaluation for 6 years to reduce or can look at whether it would reduce compression injuries in basic training by hanging everybody upside down for 5 minutes at the end of the day, so that overuse, misuse during the day would have a chance to naturally realign itself. This is a letter from the Lieutenant Colonel William R. Rieger. He's a commanding officer in charge of U.S. Army Fitness School and of U.S. Army fitness modality. He writes, "We believe in the value of inverted decompression and mobilization and appreciate your efforts to produce safe and effective equipment. Your inversion boots and inversion table provide an ideal way to mitigate the stress of jumping, running, and other strenuous tasks we require our soldiers to regularly perform." Punchline, you read it, I'll read it again. We intend to include inverted decompression and mobilization in future Army-wide physical training doctrine. This is so important. Now, for you weekend warriors, I don't expect, and I know you're not getting in the Army, I don't think so, at least most of you, but you are actually harder on your bodies than they are. You have a sedentary job or activity during the week, you go to work. On the weekends, it's gardening or sports. You know, that is actually harder on your body. Nothing all week and then potential overuse and misuse on the weekend. You need to hang more than they do. You know.
Hanging upside down, inverting for your body, is one of the best gifts that you can give to yourself, short term as well as long term. It's not just a phenomena that happens today, it is for the rest of your life. The benefits that you will, by simply inverting, starting up even 5 minutes a day, the benefits for you and how you feel, how your body behaves, the flexibility that you have, your ability to move, you will say to yourself, why did I wait so long? I mean, something so simple.
And it's a passive activity.
That's right.
You're not doing anything.
It's doing it for you. You get on, you just simply rock back and forth. In fact, it's soothing. What I do first thing in the morning, I get up, I get my paper, I get on my inversion table, I read the paper for about 20 minutes hanging upside down, okay?
You know,
talk on the phone hanging upside down.
But you do. I can go totally inverted and read the newspaper. I did that for years, and I decided I was more productive to do some stretching while I was inverted instead of reading. But you see how this springs into action?
Right.
You're adjustable from 4'8" to 6'6". I'm going to put it on my height. This tether strap stops you at your choice of angles. By the way, this is one of the upgrades. You have a choice of this green loop is at 25 degrees, the blue one 45, the black at 65. Or you can take it off. You can adjust the hinges to control the rate of responsiveness.
Now, to answer your question, when you invert, you feel very secure. These lock into place. You're very, very secure at the ankles.
These curved ankle clamps securely wrap around your ankles. You actually can't get out unless you pull this release pin.
Right.
Laying back,
and
you control it with the weight of your arms. You balance it so half your body weight's on each side of the pivot point, and you control it with the weight of your arms. You're in absolute total control. You can walk yourself down the training handles if you wish, but our table is so well balanced. The Teeter table gives you total control so that you can move with your arms. You can stop at any angle you want. And most tables in the market do not balance like this. You do not have this control. Again, oscillation, the decompress, and then recompress, that pumping action, drawing fluid into the joints and then pushing waste out. This is the magic angle where all of your weights, as you relax, will be decompressed to about zero pressure. Your body lengthens 1 to 2 inches. Tummy flattens out. While I'm inverted, my waist is 4.5 inches smaller. That's no cheating. That's just how the natural result of the longer body and the internal organs being back. Again, you can go to full inversion. You can do crunches. You can get flexibility. Once you decompress the body, it's amazing what flexibility you've got. You know, you can maybe even start running hurdles at 69.
Maybe.
Like Bert.
You know, I know we have some testimonials standing by. Some testimonials standing by. Let's listen to some people talk, and then we're going to check in with Kathy a little bit later on, and we're going to continue for the next 7 minutes with your fabulous inversion table. So let's listen, and we'll be right back.
I have studied a lot of different types of exercising. The inversion table helps you keep that flexibility along with your regular routine. You can go on Teeter hang-ups for just a couple minutes, and I feel that I've realigned my spine. I no longer have maybe that little kink. I feel longer, I feel aligned. 5 minutes to assemble, no yelling. I just put it together. Doesn't take up a lot of room. It's easy to assemble. For 5 minutes, you feel great. Great, you feel a difference.
We know gravity is a woman's worst enemy. It pulls everything in the wrong direction. You don't want to know how my body has changed. The very, very first time I got on the hang-ups, I was a little apprehensive, and that was about maybe 2 seconds into trying it, and then it was a dream. Totally at ease, totally relaxed, exhaling. It has changed my quality of life. For the first time in 20 years, I know what relaxation is truly about. I'm converted. I want to stay upside down.
Tell you something, inversion is probably one of the greatest things going. I've been inverting since 1998, and a day doesn't go by when I don't invert. And if I miss it because I'm on vacation, the first thing I do when I come home is get on my table. Love it. Anyway, speaking of loving, coming up in the next hour.